Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66, built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on
Opening Drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Well, that's a big one. That one on the road is a big one. Quad one on the road, going back east, 2 time zones away. And those of you who had the pitchforks out after the New Mexico State game, still want to fire your coach? 81-78 on the road at VCU. A quad one victory for the Lobos away from the pit last night. 24 points out of the freshman Jake Hall. 14 points from your point guard Dayton Albury. He played defense. They rebounded enough. And they get out of there. Had a 10-point lead in the second half, watched it disappear, gutted it out, forced turnover, were the recipient of turnovers. How about that at the end of the game? And big win for Lobo basketball on the road on a Wednesday night in December. Good morning, boys and girls, and thank you for finding the Opening Drive on 95.9 FM at AM 610, the Sports Animal. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. How you living?
What it do?
What do you think about that?
Who would have thunk it? You let a brand new team with 100% turnover throughout the coaching staff and the roster play some games, get some real experience in the first month of the season, and they get better. Who would have thunk it? And it wasn't, you lost at your rival. It's always going to sting. Understandable. But you look down and you're like, oh, they're 8-2. Yeah. That's not too shabby for them getting better each time they play a game.
And just went on the road and beat the number 38 team in the net. When do they update these net rankings, dude? You know? Like, because I'm looking at them, and they say now through games through December 9th. Do you know when they update these? Because, I mean, I'll
send you the kind of the back door.
All right, so where are they now? How did that jump to
Mexico? 58.
So that jumped them from, like, what?
And VCU's at 57.
So they were – they just beat them. On their floor. Again.
And again, this is just one metric.
Which one is
the
that?
net.
That's the net. So they went from, 80-something to 58? They were 80, whatever. I couple that up.
They went from 79,
79.
58.
All right. It's a hell of a jump. 21 spots. Yeah, by winning one game. Next up, they get 212 or whatever it is, Florida Gulf Coast. So that's why that was so big. I don't know what they're going to look like in league play. In a week or two, it's going to be San Diego State, and it's going to be Nevada, and it's going to be Boise State, and it's going to be Colorado State and UNLV, and all of a sudden it gets, it just feels different, right? I don't know where they're going to end up. They were picked, fifth in this league, as we found out with football. And if you didn't already know, preseason rankings don't mean squat. I'm not going to sit here and promise you an NCAA tournament or a league championship. But I'm not going to promise you not, because to JJ's point, what I'm watching is a new coaching staff and a brand new roster that all that was back is one manager and the sports information director from a year ago. And they're 8-2. They beat Mississippi State. Jeff, Mississippi State's the worst team in the SEC. Maybe. We'll watch how that plays out. But those are SEC teams that beat you plenty of times. Every time you played them. You just went on the road and beat VCU. Well, yeah, Jeff. No, VCU's pretty damn good. And you are all the coaches, everybody who knows basketball. They're slow. They're unathletic. The coach doesn't know what he's doing. They're too small. I heard they're too Caucasian at one point. Somebody told me. I heard it all, man. And they're not done. They're 8-2. I don't know that they're going to be that good or they're not. But to your point, dude, they're getting a hell of a lot better. And it's amazing what happens when you let a team get better.
Yeah, you are starting to see how this team functions. It's a lot tighter rotation. It's not this team that over and play fast, play a bunch of people. I think you're seeing it with Eric Olin and the coaching staff as they've kind of honed in on it. This is who we want on the floor. This is who we feel is going to be the best. And, that bench of Tennette, Hopt, and JT Rock, on the road, true road environment against a good basketball team. They all stepped up, and they had some of the, the best plus-minus numbers with Hopt and Rock. Yesterday, Tennette had his little spurt in the second half for a true freshman, and then what Jake Hall has done, just an absolute bucket, like a guy that you knew, all right, he scored a ton of points in high school, was going to get his opportunity to shoot the basketball, but to be that impactful and really that consistent offensively as a true freshman, those expectations, that is, to me, been the biggest wow of this team so far this season.
Jake Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right. Because you expect a lot out of Bouillon. You expect a lot out of Chol. I'm going to tell you, and I call them the 3H club, Howell, Hopt, and Hall, the three San Diego kids. The temperament with which they play, there's a real cool to them. There's a real calmness to the three of them. And they remind me of a dude I played with in San Diego. He played high school ball in Orange County, was all Orange County. But it's that same kind of, I get it, I don't look the part kind of thing, but I can ball. And I'm not going to back down from anybody. And he was just a baller, dude. First team all Orange County, 6'3" is a big guy. And just they've got that there's this Southern California swagger a bit to them. But the 3H club to me is really, really just poised. And in key moments, you see Hall, Howell, and Hopt on the floor, don't you?
Yeah. And I thought Hopt played probably one of his best games
again
of the season. And there's a reason that Chris Howell's on the floor, despite so many people questioning him, not thinking he's that guy. It's because of that presence. You need that. Like, there's roles for everyone on a team. Lobo basketball has their explosive players, has their guys they're going to go to, and Hal is efficient. Now, and at times, I think for him, he's still figuring out when he can step up, do a little bit more. Because yesterday, it was really Luke Hopt that was a big difference in the second half in his minutes. But you're seeing it come together, and still, even with the frustration of losing to your rival, and yeah, you got out athleted at New Mexico State. You did in that game. But, watching the Lobos respond, get better, play good opponents after that in Santa Clara at home in VCU, and almost drop 100 on Santa Clara, go on the road and score 81, you are seeing this team come together. You are seeing the coaching staff figure out what rotations, what minutes they want to use. And it's just about growing in a system. It takes a little bit of time. And for the questions and to still look down and be 8-2 with already some good wins on your resume, that's not too bad.
I don't know what the resume will look like when you get to February. Do you believe, assuming they beat Florida Gulf Coast now, that they have done enough that this isn't all about 3 or 4 days in Vegas at this point? That there's enough on the resume with your 2 losses being, and New Mexico State's got to get better. They've got to do their part, right? They're like 111 or something.
Yeah, that's probably going to, you'd think, hopefully stay in the quad 2.
Right? Because it was a true road. But now as you look at it, right, it's Florida Gulf Coast and then it's league. Just assume they beat Florida Gulf Coast. I know you're not supposed to do that, but let's for this conversation, let's say they beat Florida Gulf Coast. They go 9-2 in non-conference. Have they done enough as we sit here today saying, all right, if they finish, let's just say 3rd or 4th in league, that means they're going to have a couple of losses. Hopefully they're not to San Jose State and to Air Force, but more so it's going to be to Colorado State and Wyoming, because those are your net ranks right now, right? San Diego State's really low. Have they done enough where, let's just say, JJ, what are we playing? We're playing 18 games in league.
20.
Is that right? 20? So you're 9-2 now. If you go 15-5, so that would make you 24-7 going into the conference tournament. Are you on the bubble? Are you in the conversation? Is there enough resume?
Depends on what wins you got.
It depends who you lose to.
If you have at least 2 to 3 quad 1 wins.
And that would mean winning in
So you gotta
Boise,
win
winning
at
Fort Collins. Yeah.
So, Utah State, Boise State, Colorado State right now could be those quad 1 opportunities. And there's a chance that someone else could move up into that. Then you are a bubble team in that conversation. If your net is top 50, you have quad 1 wins on your resume, you can be in that conversation.
Yeah. I don't know that you could have expected much more coming out of the non-conference. I mean, I get it. You want to win every game, and instead of 9-2, you'd like to be 11-0. I got you. But losing to Nebraska, where are they in the net? They're like 40s, 50s.
Nebraska is 14.
They're 14.
Nebraska
that's
is
a quad 1 loss.
a wagon right now.
So you're now 1-1 in quad 1. Okay. Mississippi State's like 130 something.
153.
153. All right, and I would expect them to move up. So those are your 2 losses: New Mexico State, Mississippi State, in the 100s. They're not horrible losses. You got a quad 1 win. I don't know, and you're getting better. Let's go. 505-246-0610. You watched the Lobos last night. I think you did. You got the ESPN Plus. Watched it on my phone. Got home, cast it to the TV. Watched the second half on 70 inches of beautiful Technicolor television. It worked out well. It's amazing what technology does. But it was there for you. We're going to get there. Jerry Palm will be with us from Palm Brackets. That's at 8:30 this morning. We will get into the Sharon Moore story, which is borderline tragic. And we'll handle it, I'd like to believe, the way we handle these things. I've read the comments online and the mental health stuff, and I got thoughts. And Travis, I got your text, and it's exactly kind of where I was going this morning. And I'll read him the text. I'll read you the text. But we're gonna do that with some sensitivity on that one as well. 505-246-0610's how to be here today. 505-246-0610. Your emails come in this morning as they do every day. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. On the X, it's _JJ Buck. Facebook, the OD in the AM. Adrian's producing on television. We're on Xfinity Channel 26. We are on our Facebook page, the OD in the AM. We are on the YouTube channel for ProView Networks. Lots of places to watch us. When we get back, I want your calls on Lobo basketball. We're going to get into what unfolded very, very quickly yesterday at the University of Michigan. Not only is it a coach being fired, that coach is now in custody. And doesn't have anything directly to do with why he was fired. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
What's up, guys? David Pollack here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Boswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Banyans, B-A-N-Y-A-Ns. The new all right. Well, I mean, look, everybody's got one early on the season. It's not just you. And then they beat Chattanooga. They went on a little 4-game win streak, beat Chattanooga, Sanford, Oral Roberts, and Rice. And they've lost 3 in a row. Kennesaw beat them by 2, 102-100. They lost by 6 to FIU out of Conference USA, 89-83. And they lost by 5 to FAU out of the American, 81-76. So close losses, certainly. JJ, I know where they are in the rankings. They score points, and their losses, aside from the Illinois loss, Illinois is ranked 17th in the country, blew them out. They lost by 1 to Georgia Southern. They lost by 2 to Kennesaw. They lost by 6 to FIU, and they lost by 5 to FAU. This isn't not one of those where, no, I don't think this is Dunk City coming in, but this isn't one of those where you just roll up the balls and you're going to win by 50.
No, you have to respect your opponent, but these are the games that, if we're talking about having an at-large resume,
yep,
you got to win by double digits.
No, we are talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we absolutely are talking about that. All right. Elsewhere in the Mountain West, and I know you're watching it because it matters as far as the net ranking. Boise State was a winner last night. They're 7-3. They won at home. They beat Duquesne 86-64. San Diego State was a 19-point favorite. They won by 18. They beat Lamar at Viejas last night 89-71. And Fresno was a 1.5-point dog at Northridge, and they lost by 2 at the Matadome, 89-87. the mighty Matadors beat Fresno State. So the Bulldogs dropped to 6-5. So not a great. Look, 3-1 and one really good win for the Mountain West. Everybody's off until Saturday, and then there's some opportunity. San Jose State gets Stanford. Nevada plays that Duquesne team who's doing a run. Duquesne, you know where Duquesne is?
They're in Pittsburgh.
They are in Pittsburgh.
Alma mater of my grandparents.
Is that right?
Yep.
Who's the? I don't want to say the best because I don't know if that's right. Lakers, Showtime Lakers had a great player from Duquesne. You know who that was? That was way back in the day before your time. Norm Nixon was out of Duquesne. Knee-high Sox. They traded him, and it was right before Byron Scott came in. Boise gets St. Mary's on Sunday as well. When the Lobos get Florida Gulf Coast. So there's some opportunities coming up. All right, when we get back, I want to get into the Sharon Moore story. As this thing unfolded, I'm really interested in how y'all felt. And this was from a human being point of view, the amount of lives that are being touched by this coaching change at Michigan, and I'm talking nothing about football, is crazy. And this story's not done. And the more and more you hear it, Addie was telling me, all the stuff that was going around campus. So I was hearing a lot of these rumors before they were reported as fact. It's funny how much of the stuff that's going around, in their little chats. And, she's like, Dad, I got a friend who has a friend who's in the police department at that Pitts, whatever township. And Sharon Moore's been arrested. I'm like, what? Then all of a sudden, 10 minutes later, Dan Wetzel, Sharon Moore is in custody. Crazy stuff. So I want to get into that when we get back. Your thoughts, my thoughts, JJ. I know you do. You have thoughts, and who from a football point of view, who's in next? There's two names that are really big on that. So we'll get there, and then Jerry Palm's going to be with us coming up at 8:30 from Palm Brackets. We'll have tickets to give away 8:45 and 7:45 to go see the Isleta New Mexico Bowl as well. You got a party coming up. You got a convention. You got an event that you're throwing. Albuquerque Convention Center should be your venue. Right in the heart of downtown Albuquerque, the Albuquerque Convention Center is your dream venue. It makes your dream event become reality. Versatile spaces for every event, big or small, with everything you need to make it unforgettable. Parking adjacent. Terrific service that goes above and beyond. Mouth-watering food and drink options. Your guests will be impressed at every single turn. Whether your gathering is big or small, large expos, conferences, celebrations, let their team, their service, their catering at the Albuquerque Convention Center go above and beyond your expectations. We will host our teams, North Texas and San Diego State, at the Convention Center during Bowl Week for the Isleta New Mexico Bowl, like we do every year, because they take care of our guests the way our guests need to be taken care of, and they'll do that for you as well. We've all been to events there. You know how great it is. Host your event at the Albuquerque Convention Center. Visit albuquerquecc.com for more info today, or call 505-768-4575. That's 505-768-4575. It is the Albuquerque Convention Center. Be at the center of it all.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more
5.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Channel. 9 o'clock, we'll do Two Idiots, Too Many Teams. Help you with your fantasy football. At least try to. We get close to the beginning of the week, which is tonight, and in your playoffs. All right. This story came down yesterday, and I don't know how you all consumed it. I don't know how you look at things. Sharon Moore got fired as the head football coach at Michigan yesterday, fired with cause, according to the university, for having an inappropriate relationship with a staffer, a subordinate, which is against Michigan, the University of Michigan policy. Hence, fired with cause. He will not get his $14 million payout. And then we started to hear more and more come out. And I don't know where you all are on this as it unfolds. I mean, if you're an Ohio State fan, you're laughing, I imagine. But I started to just think, wow, man, this guy's got to go home and face his wife, and he's got 4 kids. And then you watched it unfold where he was in custody, and all the stories that were out there, and you start thinking about the mental health part of this. And supposedly there was a domestic issue, and he threatened the woman, and evidently there's reports out there that he got her pregnant, forced her to have an abortion, he paid for it, threatened to kill her, to kill him. Now he went from yesterday, he woke up as the head coach at Michigan, and today he wakes up at the Washtenaw County Jail. It's just it's like a human tragedy, dude, that's unfolding. I don't think we're done with this yet. There's the football piece, and we'll get there. Who's going to be the head coach at Michigan, and where do they go from here, and all that. But I just started to think of all the individuals involved, right? There's a wife, and you know, I talked about this with some people. Somebody said she had to know, because it feels like everybody seemed to know, right? Everybody that you talk, or you don't talk to, you hear, talking heads. Well, this was known. I mean, this has been going on for a while. The investigation's been going on for a while. So why did it just break yesterday? Did the investigation just conclude? It sounds like this was Everybody knew what was going on. The staffer was promoted. I guess, JJ, my focus initially and kind of still is not on the football aspect, but the human tragedy. And I'm not going to sit here and defend a man for having an extramarital relationship with a subordinate. It's not my business. It's, you know, I mean, you all decide, we all decide. I mean, I'd like to believe I'm not running. I won't live my life that way, but I'm not here to cast stones. But I'm here sitting now watching the tragedy, and a man, you start to think, holy smokes, guy was making, $5.5 million a year, was the head coach at Michigan, one of the best jobs in college football, and his world absolutely crumbled yesterday, and he wakes up in a jumpsuit this morning in jail. It's insane to me.
It's shocking, and you're right. This is stuff that I look at Sherrone Moore, and I feel bad for those that were impacted by the decisions he made, his family, and yes, the relationship that he entered into with allegedly that staffer, but what he then tried to seem like use his power for if he put her through that is awful. And it felt like what we can work off with what was alleged is he realized his world is collapsing, and thus the actions occurred and why he's in jail. Like, so something occurred for him to get arrested to that point. And going back, it's one where it's just, what do you think, man? Like, you're the head coach. People are going to know things are going on. Just think about every community or every circle you're in. Like, something. Like, everyone is always gossiping and whispering. Like, this is crazy that you think you can do this and no one's going to notice. And, for Michigan, too, I think you look at it through a little bit of a side eye and go, oh,
no doubt.
Like, oh, you wait till the end of the season, get past the Ohio State game, and then drop this bombshell.
No doubt. Now, as I was driving in, I was listening to Maggie Perloff, and they had a guy from 97.1 in Detroit on, and a guy who absolutely, just listened to him. Did you hear the interview? He just obviously does not like the University of Michigan, nor does he like Ward Manuel. Basically calling for the athletic director to be fired. And there's been a lot going on there. You had the Connor Stallions thing. You had the other guy that was hacking into phones. You've got a hockey issue. Like, there's been a lot of, I hate the word scandal on everything because I don't think everything is a scandal, but I don't know that I got a better word.
Well, especially for this football program, like there's good people on that coaching staff in that department, but it's one, if you're Michigan, like, you got a clean house of that football staff.
There's three names that are really prominent in this. Kalen DeBoer is the number one name. He coached at Eastern Michigan. He was at Indiana, was at Fresno State, Washington, Alabama now. And so he's kind of the leading name. And I hear the Alabama people going, please take him. Just take him, because he's committed the mortal sin, as the guy said from Detroit, of not being Nick Saban. So they want him out. Jed Fish, who spends time on campus at Michigan, who's now the head coach at Washington, and Marcus Freeman, the head coach at Notre Dame. Those are the three names that you hear initially. Ward Manuel is the athletic director, and there's obviously going to have to be some questions answered there as well. To what you just raised, why now? Why, if everybody seems to say, oh, yeah, everybody knew about it. You keep listening to all these national reporters. Well, yeah, dude, everybody knew what was going on. If everybody knew what was going on, then why did the investigation just happen to wrap up as the football season ended, and now is the time? This young lady, and her, I guess she's in her 30s, but still a young lady. And again, some of you are going to say, I have no sympathy for her. She got involved with a married man. She knew what she was doing. Okay. But she's going to now be dragged through it, right? Her picture's out there. Everybody knows. I mean, like, I just think, I think of Sherrone Moore's family. He's got 4 kids and a wife. Or at least he did have a wife. How are they impacted? Did she know? It seems like everybody else knew. And did it just blow up now because now the gravy train stopped? Like, there's no money coming in anymore. That $14 million payout, their buyout's not coming, and that $5 million a year ain't coming. That's with cause. you hear about coaches getting fired and getting $52 million to walk away. Michigan's basically saying, yeah, that with cause means you don't get your payout. This is, to me, it's like an American tragedy. And I'm not telling you he didn't make his own bed. Please don't think that. I always, when we tell these stories or go through these things, I always try to put myself in people's shoes, right? What would I do if I was the AD? What would I do? How would I have handled that? Well, what would I do if I was Sharon Moore? And I'd like to say, dude, you wouldn't be. You wouldn't live your life that way. But, what's the gamble? When you got that much to lose? Jim Rome
you probably
says,
get a little full of yourself.
Well, you
at some
do.
point for sure.
You do. And Rome says it all the time. You know who's undefeated? There's Father Time and sex, right? He says it all the time. Sex is undefeated. And I mean,
now the only what Michigan looking at this from their side and what they were doing to get to this point, and as I said, and I'm sure people are going, well, like, if you knew why now, the only thing they could say is like, hey, we just didn't want to blow everything up for the players before the season was over. Like, if they're fine doing it with this span here before the bowl game, but still, like, that was one that it's been simmering, and I'm sure a lot of people were just waiting for the bottom to fall out.
Well, or whatever their investigation was, right? Whatever their internal investigation was, they can claim, we just concluded, we had to make sure that we had all the evidence, and we just now concluded the investigation and got everything in, and that's, once we were certain that these allegations or these rumors or these whispers were true, and they've got to have something to back that up, right? They're going to obviously have to have a paper trail to back that up. Travis said, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of conversation about the situation unfolding with Sharon Moore. And I know you guys are going to handle it the right way, but the conversation happening online is unnerving. The jokes about mental health and suicide are disturbing. Being fired is one of the worst experiences a person can endure. The guy not only lost his job in a very public way, but very likely destroyed his marriage. That doesn't excuse anything that happened, but those experiences can completely untether someone, and may have done so here with Moore. I hope that today we can have this conversation in a responsible way. Thank you, Travis. Yeah, if you've listened to the show, I think that's kind of how you and I handle it. I would always try to do that. All right, let's go to you. 505-246-0610. Rudy, good morning. You're a Michigan man. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Rudy.
Boy, it just shows you how things can change in a heartbeat. And the president, not the current president, but the former president of the University of Michigan, was involved in the very same thing, inappropriate relationship with a staff member that cost him his job as the president of the University of Michigan. So there's absolutely no way that you can look the other way or you can justify what Sharon Moore did. And sometimes, you get all that power and you get all that glory and you forget how you got there. And I just think it's a really sad situation, and I think you're absolutely right. There's a lot of people who are going to be affected by this, his family, and to do it in such a public way. Well, you're a public figure, so that goes with the territory. I just hope that he can find some solace in it, and he's going to go back and try to recreate himself. He's a good coach. He'll get a job. There's been other incidents. There's a long list of people who have had indiscretions involving other people, and it didn't derail them for the rest of their life. But I'm just sitting here thinking, who are you going to replace him with? And a name that popped in my mind right away is Jesse Mintner.
Yeah, he's in the NFL, though, right now?
Yeah, but he's the defense coordinator at the San Diego Chargers. Yeah. He coached with Harbaugh. Yeah. He knows Harbaugh's system. He's a really bright up-and-comer, and he knows Michigan football. And I think if you're going to dip in for a coach, you need to get somebody who understands Michigan. And I think Sharon Moore didn't understand that. We used to call it Bo Arbor because Bo Schembechler knew everything about every player and who was doing what, and that's why the players would never misbehave, because he had people everywhere that would tell him, I saw so-and-so at the sports bar last night, shooting pool and smoking cigarettes. And so there's not that kind of accountability and scrutiny anymore. And I don't know. But the reason I actually called is you want to see a coach who's doing a good job. Man, you don't beat VCU last night if you don't know how to coach. That was coaching graduate level course right there last night that Olin showed. He never panicked. The kids never got out of character, and that's a tough team. VCU has some sharp elbows. I don't know if you watched that game, but I did, and it was really a slobber knocker down the stretch. And somebody was saying, how can everybody turn the ball over? Do you understand how tired those players were?
Yeah.
That was an exhausting game.
Yeah, and it was a great win, and I thought the Lobos were way more composed down the stretch, and it's a huge win. It's a huge win. All right, man, appreciate you. 505-246-0610. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to tell you about John Thomas Jewelers, and then we're going to give away 2 tickets to go see the Isleta New Mexico Bowl, which is going to be 23rd ranked North Texas against 9-3 and co-champions of the Mountain West, San Diego State. So that's coming up here in just a moment at 505-246-0610. But what John Thomas Jewelers is doing is amazing. It's never happened before. 70% off fine jewelry. Everything must go because they're moving to a new showroom and they're not taking all this stuff with them. That includes everything: diamonds, engagement rings, designer collections, women's jewelry, men's jewelry. No gimmick. This is the largest discounts ever offered at John Thomas Jewelers. They refuse to move all this inventory. So it's a true moving sale, but when it's gone, it is gone. No second chances, no restocks, there's no holds. If you have thought about proposing, even if it's a little off, go now. Go get the ring, go get the diamond. If you're thinking about that holiday gift that's going to wow someone, go over there now. If you've been waiting to upgrade what you currently have, this is your time. They've been voted best jewelry in Albuquerque jewelry store for 5 years running. Sale ends December 24th, period. The best pieces aren't lasting. They last hours, not days. Get over there today before someone else gets what you want at John Thomas Jewelers. 3rd floor of the Lewis University building on Manal, 1 block south of Manal, right across from the Coronado Center. Is at John Thomas Jewelers. All the details are at johnthomasjewelers.com. All right, we got 2 tickets to the Isleta New Mexico Bowl right now. Caller number 3, 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610. 2 tickets to go see the Mean Green and the Aztecs, courtesy of 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744. Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championships.
Cheez-It. Michigan fans were already grumpy. They looked down their noses at Cheez-It the way. I think they're going to play in their bowl game. This is the way Lobo fans look at your game. They're going to play in their bowl game. Coach Pogge is their interim coach, and they're going to. I believe they're going to. I can't imagine at this point. Although Lord knows, I've seen some crazy stuff go on over the last couple of days. I can't imagine they would pull out. They're playing. Who are they playing, dude? It's a great game. Texas. Yeah, they're not pulling out that game, right?
Big time game.
Where are they playing? RelaQuest? Isn't that what it is? I think. But yeah, dude, I can't imagine they would be pulling out of that. Now, again, a lot of stuff has happened that I can't imagine. So I'm not going to sit here and say, as I told Sean Ryder yesterday, I don't think anything is 0% or 100%. But they're playing the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. 3 o'clock on New Year's Day. Right? It's New Year's Day, right? I mean, I just New Year's Eve. I can't see them not. Vanderbilt's playing the RelaQuest Bowl. What do I think it means? What do you think? Is this the one that gets Clark Lee out of Vanderbilt? Like, if you're Ward Manuel and you're looking for a coach right now, you call Cignetti, and like Orlovsky just said on ESPN, he said, I don't care about anybody's extension. They just started. I'm Michigan. I got more money. I got a printing press in the back, man. It's printing money. So if I want Cignetti and I want to offer him, the next, $14 million. If Lane Kiffin just got $13 million, this is where we get out of control here, by the way, in college athletics. You got 13, you got 14, right? It's like quarterbacks. It literally is like quarterbacks.
It is.
And you got to pay the buyout, but you're saving the buyout on Sharon Moore. So you go. I mean, who do you think is the best coach in college football? Because at Michigan, they're going to say, I want the best coach in college football.
Yeah. And it's not just history with these programs now. It's every one has risen. And with revenue share, with the money they're paying coaches. But you can still make that phone call if you're Michigan, too. All those people that you just said,
Lane Kiffin off the
make
table?
them say no.
Lane Kiffin off the table? You think Lane Kiffin's just going, damn, dude, Michigan's open and Alabama might open? I took LSU. It's pretty good,
No.
but if I'd have stayed, what's the best job of those three? LSU, Michigan, Alabama. Yes, is the answer.
Yeah, I don't think he feels bad about taking the LSU job, even if Bama or Michigan would call him. But knowing Lane Kiffin, Michigan would probably lob him a phone call too. Now the thing is the AD going to get a chance to make that call?
Well, okay. So you got an interim president, if I'm not mistaken. Ward Manuel's been there for a while. He's the athletic director. You know, I saw some Michigan alum in the media yesterday saying, you know, I'm really proud of Ward, and you know, as hard as it is, we've got standards, and they found out that this was going on, and this violated the code, and Michigan's, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Policy, I guess. That we stand above this, and we got rid of him because this just can't happen no matter who. Okay, I think a lot of Michigan people
add it to the list.
Well, that's right. I think a lot of Michigan people wanted Sharon Moore out anyway. 9-3 was not good enough at Michigan, and so they wanted him out. And so here, you know, there's a lot of people who are like, yeah, you know, sucks for him, but good for us, and you know, good luck to you. Ward Manuel hired Dusty May, that basketball coach. Pretty good hire there, right? I mean, look what they're doing. They're insane. Went through the Harbaugh thing. I mean, they got to act quickly. Like, wouldn't you expect they're going to have somebody hired by, I don't know, next Tuesday at the latest? Kind of feels that way, doesn't it? Isn't that how this thing works? This isn't going to be some long, drawn-out LSU, let's woo Lane Kiffin for 4 months. I'm kidding on the 4 months, kind of. Crazy. All right, you can get in on that. You can get in on that big Lobo win last night. We're going to go there as well. We got Bucks and Falcons tonight. Update you on the injuries in the NFL. We'll do Two Idiots, Too Many Teams, fantasy football stuff coming up at 9. Jerry Palm from Palm Brackets joins us at 8:30. We'll have another pair of tickets to the Isleta New Mexico Bowl to give away at 8:45. He's JJ Buck. I'm Jeff Symbieta. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Hour.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Boswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we're the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView.
The NFL all season long. Now it's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
What a win last night. Beat the Rams. Different set of Rams than you're normally used to playing. VCU on the road in Virginia. 81-78 for the Lobo men's basketball team. They've won 5 in a row. They're 8-2. They got a quad 1 victory against an A-10 quality opponent, and they are coming home to play Florida Gulf Coast on Sunday. Good morning, boys and girls. Opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. We'll hear some of the comments from Eric Olin here coming up on the postgame show last night. But JJ, I don't know if this is a bigger win than Mississippi State. I think metrics-wise, it certainly is. This is one of those where, how does it resonate for you when you tell someone you beat Mississippi State out of the SEC, their net's 151, you beat a 38 net VCU. It doesn't resonate as much. Fine, take them both. I don't need to measure them. They're both big wins, and this was one that kind of changes the trajectory last night.
It does. And the one thing with Lobo fans, I think they understand a game like VCU, especially being a true road contest, how good of a victory that is. The net ranking skyrocketed. Your Ken Palm right now sitting at 78 for the Lobos. You hope to continue to climb there in games ahead in Mountain West play. And you should be feeling good about how this non-conference has shaped up. Yeah, you had the tough game down in Las Cruces. The Nebraska game is looking like that could be the best team you play all season. And still with that, you're 8-2. You've gotten better each time out. And I understand reactionary to the moment, but to me, it's like, okay, this is what should have happened. You have a brand new team with, yes, there's expectations, but they bring in quality players and they're able to compete early, but then get better. Now, this is checking all the boxes you want to see.
All right, for those of you who were done after the New Mexico State game, do you feel better? JJ made a point earlier in the show, and he's dead on right. And he said it's amazing what happens when you let a new group play a little bit and the difference, what they look like 4 games in as opposed to 10 games in. I know you don't like losing to New Mexico State. I'm not telling you should. Every once in a while, that's going to happen. It's a rivalry game, and they beat you. And they're a decent team. Some of you were telling me everything was wrong with them. Coach doesn't know what he's doing. They shoot too much. They're too this. They're too that. They're not enough of that. I'm not telling you it's a finished product yet, and I'm not telling you they're going to the NCAA tournament. I don't know what they're going to do. I know they've won 5 in a row, and a few of them have been really impressive. They just beat a really good Santa Clara team who came in in the top 30, top 35, I think. They just went on the road, beat a really good VCU team who was top 40. They beat a team out of the SEC. Last night, tight game at halftime. They go on a 14-4 run. They open up a lead. They get the lead up to 10. There was a 14-0 run in the second half. They give up a 10-0 running, and it's even. Tied at 3 with 3:40 left to go. Jake Hall hits a big three-point bucket. He had, 24 last night, if I'm not mistaken. And then they get a big defensive rebound and a couple of stands. I think VCU helped them out. I thought VCU was really sloppy with the basketball. I was surprised. But those of you who were done with this coach, are you willing? You don't have to be on board yet. Maybe you are. Are you at least looking at it differently and saying, you know what, maybe I should have been a little bit more patient? I get patience isn't a word.
It's not something that happens
base.
for fans.
Yeah, that's not a fan base.
But even the people that, like, this style of play stinks, this team's no good, okay, let the fandom come out.
Yep.
But let them play some real basketball games or a month of the season and grow, because there's pieces to this roster that are very intriguing, and you still have to learn how to play together in the new system. And we saw things have tightened up over the last couple weeks. The coaching staff is realizing who works together, who can execute what they want. And again, to me, the biggest wow factor is Jake Hall. Like, I get the dude was a bucket in high school, but to come in and then be the guy that they're relying on as their outside shooter, as their number one scorer, because we just all looked at Antonio Chol and like, this dude has a package. He's going to take over. Is this a player of your candidate? And he scored 5 points in a road win.
Yeah, but I thought he played well.
He's impacting the game, especially defensively. Yep. And I think that's where he's going to have the most. And then he'll have his moments where he pops and goes off for double digits. But the way that this team has kind of gravitated to Hall and Albury as the go, and then you have the established Boyan inside, kind of just expecting that double-double each game. It's understanding the system, finding the right rotations, getting that chemistry on the floor, and you're seeing that each time out.
All right, let's hear a little bit of what Eric Olin had to say. This is Eric Olin on the UNM Sports Radio Network post-game show with Robert Portnoy and Hunter Green, and just initial thoughts on going back east and getting a win over a good team.
Really proud of our guys and their toughness and their fight. That's a really good basketball team on the road, and would have been easy to kind of feel sorry for ourselves when we let the lead get away or some of the mistakes we made down the stretch, but guys just kept playing the next possession and made enough plays to get out of here with the win.
Big win, too. And that's right. These are those character games, man. And that arena was full. It was 7,600 plus in the Siegel Center. It was raucous. It was a road. Everything. That's one of those where character's built. Let's go 2 time zones away and go beat someone who's really, really good. So what was the difference as it came down the stretch? What was the difference for UNM in a close game down the stretch?
I thought we had a lot of different guys make plays on both sides of the ball. That's a really good team. They made a lot of plays in terms of getting back in it there when we had control. Jake Hall shot it great. You got to make some shots against them. We were able to win the paint. I thought that was important, being plus in the paint. It's probably evens out a little bit with the free throws, but that was a big emphasis for us coming out of halftime. We felt like they had so many of their points in the paint, in transition, and free throws in the first half that, we feel like those are things we can control, right? If guys are going to make a bunch of tough shots over us, we got to live with that and find a solution, but we could control those things. So we actually felt pretty good going in the locker room, only down 5, given that we allowed a lot of things that we don't want to give up. And I thought our guys did a nice job in the second half of really committing to flow into the basketball, not allowing things in the paint, making them beat us with jump shots.
Right. That's Eric Olin, the head coach of Global Basketball, courtesy of the UNM Sports Radio Network. So coming out of halftime, and they're down 46-41. They go on a run, JJ. They go on, really kind of 2 runs, right? They open on a 14-4 run, and then they have a 14-0 run to really take control. This is Eric Olin talking about the second run, the 14-0 run that opened up a 10-point lead.
Just thought we were being ourselves. We talk about in these games, you don't have to be perfect. You don't need everyone to play great, but you need everybody to show up. You need everybody to make plays and just be like, tell our guys, like, what we do is enough, right? We just have to do it at a high level, and I thought everybody for the most part did that. I thought our shot selection was good. I always like to take care of the ball a little better than we did, but Every time we found space and we didn't drive in traffic, we felt like good things happened. We played off two a lot. A lot of the stuff that we've been talking about and working on is starting to show up for us, and we can feel ourselves improving as a basketball team.
JJ, this is everything you're talking about, right? This is everything that you said. Let a new group find their way. Let them play some basketball. That's exactly what Eric Olin said.
Yeah, and that's there's always going to be moments in a season, and you being around this team a ton too, and being around other teams, you see it. Like there's always times you're like, oh, I'd love if we just had that moment now versus when. But it's all right. That happened. How do you get better from it? And you're seeing that with this Lobo basketball team, and really it's with two moments. It was a tough loss on the road in a rivalry game, and yeah, you got by what is a top 15 team right now.
In Nebraska.
Yeah.
All right, Eric talked about they were up and what got them there. Then VCU goes on a 10-0 run and ties the game.
We had 3 or 4 layups that didn't go that could have kind of recovered us a little bit. Jake, really great execution in the out of the timeout on the back cut. Went through his hands. Mm-hmm. He had another one right around the rim that he makes a really high percentage. And Luke with the point blank tip in. I don't know how that didn't go in. So we made some plays and they didn't pay off for us. We talked about it at the 4-minute media. We play 4-minute games in practice, and we're like, all right, well, it's a 4-minute game. We got a little unlucky there, and then we had some better fortune the other way that, they came down and just threw it to us without us doing anything twice. So nobody's perfect at the end of these games. It's really just who can make the most plays and who can just kind of stay committed to what they're trying to do.
I so appreciate him acknowledging that. I do. Because as we all watched the game, you're like, damn, dude, VCU fell apart. New Mexico was way more composed down the stretch than VCU. They just, two just complete here. Take it. Turnovers, bad passes. And you were listening to the ESPN Plus broadcast probably. Those are their announcers. That's like when you listen to Altitude and you listen to Robin and Hunter. It's their guys. That's a hometown broadcast that ESPN Plus picks up. Everybody's like, oh, I hate these ESPN announcers. Look, man, these are packaged. They're a hometown broadcast. It's like Adam Young doing New Mexico State games that you watch on ESPN Plus. You weren't getting Dick Vitale and the A crew that's doing the Duke North Carolina game in this game. Mm-hmm. And their guys were just, you could just hear them just groaning. It was like getting kicked in the junk every time they threw the ball away. I think a tremendous character win that you could build on. Go on the road, and sometimes one of my things I ask coaches. You've been with me for 15 years, longer than that. I firmly believe you have to learn how to win, right? I believe that you don't just go out there. Yeah, I won before, but no, as a group, you learn how to win. Now, the Mississippi State game was a big step in that. I thought the Santa Clara game was a big step. This one, I think, is gigantic, JJ, because I think they thought they could win in a true road game. But until you do it, you don't know you can go on the road in a tough place and win. And to me, yesterday was one of those, we just learned how to win on the road.
I agree with that. And seeing it firsthand and all the teams that we've covered and coaches that we've talked to, have been years of different expectations of coming, expecting to win a high level early, or expecting to figure out what the team is going to be. Even when you have expectations, it's still all right. How do you live up to that expectation? How do you turn that corner? These last 2 games for the Lobos, it's been phenomenal. Like they blew out a good basketball team at home. Like almost dropping 100 points in Santa Clara is really impressive. And then just the efficiency to be on the road at VCU. And, basketball is a game of runs. And you put together 2 good ones in your favor in the second half, and that gives you the ability, to withstand something. And even with VCU coming back and tying the game at 75, it was the work that they did, keeping it close in the first half, which I did like, how they played. Because there was a couple moments where VCU was trying to get close to a double-digit lead, really put on an early run on New Mexico, and the Lobos didn't let them get too far away. So going into half, as Owen mentioned, just being down 5 put them in a good spot to be able to respond in the second half. And this was a very impressive stretch of basketball from the Lobos.
All right, 505-246-0610. Get in on the Lobos last night. You can get in on Sharon Moore. We'll get you ready for Buccaneers and Falcons. Jerry Palm's going to be with us coming up at 8:30. We'll talk football and maybe even some hoops with him of Palm brackets. We'll do Two Idiots, Too Many Teams coming up at 9 o'clock for fantasy football. Got a pair of tickets to go see the Isleta New Mexico Bowl at 8:45. So we got a ton to do. 505-246-0610. International Protective Service is affordable private security, and they are securing properties all over our community. My house is one of them. I've worked with IPS for years. It makes my family and my neighbors feel more secure. But you see them everywhere. They're in your neighborhood. They're in your stores. They're wherever you go because property crime is an issue. Officer shortage is real, and IPS keeps the bad guys away. IPS does a lot of things for you. They respond in 7 minutes or less when an alarm goes off at a property that they monitor. They'll offer you standing guards. If you want eyes on your property 24/7, they'll do that for you. They can install alarms and camera systems. They have a state-of-the-art facility to monitor those cameras 24/7. All of this raises the level of security around your home and around your business. So I ask you all the time, who's watching your home when you're not there? Make sure it's the good guys. Protect what you have worked so hard to build. International Protective Service. The number is 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. They're online at ipsglobal.com. IPS is passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
This report is
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Boswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66, built by generations past.
Basketball beat VCU. Tell me how it should be. Tell me how it should be couched, Sid. Just curious. Nobody's going over the top on this one. Good road win that can absolutely change the trajectory of your season. That's all. Jeffrey says that was a huge gut check game. I think they really came down to which team stayed their course without panicking. Like him or not, this Lobo team is not really strayed from their style and doesn't ever really show panic. At the beginning of the season, we asked what the team's identity would be. I'm beginning to think it's poise and consistency. Poise under pressure, consistency in their execution. That's from Jeffrey. You don't find an identity in game 2, dude. With all due respect. And Sid, I mean, biggest win ever? No. Biggest win of the season, maybe, so far. How many Lobo, wasn't there a stat, and it's probably in Grammar Stories somewhere, that it's like their first win over an A-10 team on the road since ever, right? Like all these little numbers and crazy stuff. And
do true road wins against good teams
back east,
matter?
2 time zones away. How many of those you got in this program?
What happened last night was very good for Lobo basketball.
All right, 505-246-0610. That's how to get in today. Area code 505-246-0610. Your emails come in. I'm not reading a bunch of these, man. I'm just not going to take the bait on a bunch of them, if that's okay. But 505-246-0610. Howard, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's good, Howard?
Good morning, guys. How you doing today?
Good. How you living?
I am doing a hell of a lot better than I was 6 months ago.
Love
but
that.
Anyway, you know, who'd have thunk that we'd have had a couple of coaches come in and start the transformation of our programs right away, albeit the basketball team has got a ways to go. I do expect a disappointing loss or 2 here along the way because, let's face it, these young guys, they're human. But right now, I mean, they're looking pretty good. I mean, I think for the short amount of time they've had to work together and, you know, they're putting together a little bit of chemistry. And, you know, Dan Rather didn't pipe in, but maybe Walter Cronkite could have, you know, because that was a pretty impressive win last night.
Yeah.
I thought.
Yep. I think that's right. Maybe Walter Cronkite did that last night somewhere. Yeah, it's a good win. You don't have to apologize for thinking that's a great win.
I know we're getting used to some new names out there and new stepping up and what have you. And, you know, I still peek over at Donovan Dent and JT Toppin and see how they're doing. And good for them. I'm glad they got theirs, you know. But you know what? We've got some men here, some young men that want to represent this program and doing a pretty good job of it so far. And what I'm seeing so far is, you know, breeding nothing but optimism. Thanks for taking my call today, guys.
Appreciate you, man. Be well. Hey, what do you think of the emergence, the increased minutes, and coincidingly, the increased production of JT Rock? Offensively, he's got a feathery touch for when he's open for 3. He's been getting some key rebounds. Had a couple of blocked shots last night. What did he get? 18 plus minutes. To me, his minutes have been significant.
It's been good. It's a player that didn't play a lot of basketball. He played 9 games last year
at Iowa State.
So JT Rock, everything we said about the team goes for these players. Just getting experience, getting comfortable on the floor. This is a big guy that moves well, that's strong. You talk about the touch he has around the basket, the way he can impact the game defensively. Like, there's a reason a lot of people were excited when you get that first glimpse of JT Rock, and just got to let players develop. Like, I know that's not a thing of development or getting better because it's what happened in the moment. What did that scoreboard say? But this process is about getting better, and we've seen that across the board.
And I've watched so many big guys develop over years here, and I understand it's different and you don't have time to develop, but maybe you do. Cameron,
in season you can.
Oh, yeah. I'll look overseas. I mean, I'll go Daniel Ferris to Cam Bairstow to like guys that you came in. I mean, you guys don't remember when Cam Bairstow got here, he was a throw-in with Hugh Greenwood, and all of a sudden he became Conference Player of the Year. Daniel Ferris, he's just a local guy, but he's never going to be. He was all conference by the time he was done. I've watched big guys develop here, become players, and I'm going to tell you, in a month, the difference between what that guy looked like a month ago and what he's doing now. And I'm not telling you he's all conference. Please don't hear that. But I think he's contributing, and he's giving you really good minutes.
And we don't need to put an asterisk by every opinion on these players. The last 2 games with a lot on the line, home against Santa Clara, on the road at VCU, he's 7 for 7 from the field,
including
averaging
some threes.
5 rebounds.
Yep.
He's got 3 blocks over 2 games.
And I like it. All right, next up, Jerry Palm from Palm Brackets. We're going to talk college football, the Michigan thing, bowl matchups, CFP, all that stuff with Jerry Palm from Palm Brackets. That's coming up next. We'll give away some tickets to go see the Isleta New Mexico Bowl. You got friends or neighbors or relatives who got a beautiful yard and you want it, you can have one. Water features, pavers, putting greens, whatever it is you want for your landscape. But you're thinking, you know what, now it's fall, I'm going to wait till spring. Don't wait. Bad decision. Call LaBarge Landscape now, because everybody thinks the same thing, and when you wait till spring, you get put on the list. And then by the time your project's done, half of next summer's gone, and you lose all that time. Call LaBarge Landscape today. Have them do it now. The weather's great. We enjoy outdoor areas all year long in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Have LaBarge come over. When spring arrives, you're not going to have to wait. If you know what you want, they're going to make it happen for you. It's going to be beautiful. If you don't know what you want, but you know you want a redesign, let them come out with their design team, and they will design the landscape of your dreams. They'll give you a bunch of different sketches, and until you and your family get exactly what you want, you're going to get years of enjoyment from a landscape transformation, and you will love it. Remember, the people who enjoy the new landscape in the spring, that's the people who get to call LaBarge Landscape now. If you're just looking for a cleanup during the fall, like leaf cleanup, pruning of the shrubs, LaBarge Landscape does that as well. They came to my house about 3 months ago and absolutely just changed the look of my yards, front and back. I can't be happier. You're going to love it as well. 505-345-3000 is the number. 505-345-3000. They're online at LaBarge, LaBarge, LaBargeLandscape.net. Call them. You are going to love them. Whether your project is small or large, the answer is easy. It's LaBarge Landscape.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Eagle Greens and
starts in 2 days. That's right, boys and girls. The Celebration Bowl and the Bucked Up LA Bowl. I'm sorry, the Cricket Celebration Bowl and the Bucked Up LA Bowl. 2 days away. That's when bowl season gets started. Get over to bowlseason.com. Get in your bowl. Have you played the bowl picks game, JJ? Have you picked that yet? Made all your bowl picks?
I need to do it.
There's fabulous prizes over there at the bowl season pick'em game. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Let's touch base with our good friend who runs Palm Brackets and does so much more. Don't let him be defined simply by that. He is Jerry Palm. Good morning, Jerry Palm. How you living?
I'm doing all right.
All right.
As well as the Lobos. That nice win at TCU last night.
How about that, dude? Okay, so I'll let you start there. I got one guy says, "Oh, it's not that big." Did Dan Rather break into the Desperate Housewives? I mean, that's a big road win, isn't it?
It's a nice win, no question. And if TCU performs the way you expect them to in the league, and they'll be a team that's at least competing for that league title this year. If they're that kind of team, that's going to be a good non-conference win for them.
Look, in the last couple of weeks, they lost to 14th in the net, Nebraska, beat, and granted, an SEC team that's 151.
Nebraska last night.
They're nice, dude. They're nice. They are nice. And they beat Santa Clara and beat the brakes off of Santa Clara, who had won at Xavier. And then they went back east and beat VCU. 5 in a row for an 8-2 team that was brand new. All that was left here was one manager and the sports information director. That's all that came back. That's it.
Well, those are important pieces.
Absolutely, they are. All right. Sharon Moore thing came out of left field yesterday, or maybe it didn't. Everybody who now has a mic says, yeah, everybody knew this was coming. This is feels like a human tragedy. And my daughter was calling me all this
tragic
news.
is the word I was thinking as well.
Well, no, listen, there's a lot of people that are getting hurt in this.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and you can say it's their fault or whatever. I was getting calls. Addie was telling me things that 10 minutes before they were breaking on news. She was like, Dad, I'm hearing this. I got a friend who's got a friend in the police department. Just all kinds of crazy stuff. Does this trickle up toward Manuel? I look, as a human being, I feel for a guy that woke up yesterday as the head coach of Michigan and woke up this morning in a jumpsuit in jail. This is nuts, Jerry.
In protective custody.
Yeah.
The tragic part for me is not so much Sharon. I mean, it is because of how he's reacting to everything in a sense, but this was a large part of his own creation. Sure. The problem, but his family, they didn't ask for this. The woman that he had a relationship with. You know, obviously she's at least somewhat culpable, but you know, she didn't ask for this. You know, it's just, nobody wins here. Michigan will get a new football coach. I don't know if Ward Manuel will be the guy to hire him or not. I would guess probably so.
I would too.
If only because time is of the essence.
That's right.
And changing an AD right now when you have an open football coach position is probably not a good idea. But yeah, it was surprising to, you know, people who were not as tied in as, say, your daughter, for example. But you know, Dan Wetzel, who's from that area and is an excellent writer.
Yep.
I've been following his coverage, and it's just it's just I feel bad for almost everybody involved.
I totally agree.
And that, by the way, includes the team.
Yeah.
Which is getting ready for a bowl game.
Yeah, Biff Poggi will be the coach there. Who's the right guy? I mean, I guess everybody's on the table. Maybe not Lane, but they're going to they'll lob one at Cignetti. They go. I mean, Kalen DeBoer, Marcus Freeman, and Jed Fish are the three names that everybody's throwing out
there. Kalen DeBoer. I mean, I think any of those guys would be fine. I'd call Cignetti anyway. He just signed a new deal. I'd call him anyway.
Yep, I agree.
I would. You know, Michigan's got Michigan money.
Yep.
They've got, I think, more money than literally anybody.
Yep.
So
totally agree.
I'd try and make Cignetti an offer he can't refuse. And then, you know, maybe he won't want to go, you know, but I would try that first. And then anything else you do after that, you're in kind of desperation mode, but you're still Michigan. So, you know, there's going to be more dominoes falling as a result of this, and maybe at places like Alabama.
Jerry, when you look at the rules that are in place with what the playoff committee is working with, how do you feel about the bracket that we have?
I mean, I don't have any trouble with the actual bracket. I don't have any real complaints. Notre Dame does. They feel they do. My thought on that is, what took the committee so long to do this? Right. You know, they had this, what I would call false criteria, which is that they've got to be next to each other before we can move them ahead. Well, you're the ones who create that. You could have done that any time. And you could have done it before they were next to each other. I mean, that happens all the time. When one team beats another, they move by them. You know, they were next to each other, and they won a game, and they moved by them. So why does Miami have to be right next to Notre Dame? And then Alabama, who gets their butt kicked in a championship game, albeit to a team they had already beaten at their place, you know, they don't drop. They're the only team that lost their championship game in at least 3 years that didn't drop at least one spot for it. Well, if they did, that circumstance doesn't exist. So it feels like a setup. And if that's what you're doing, then I don't need to see this every week.
Well,
you know?
There's a couple things here. First of all, Alabama was held to a different standard than BYU. BYU dropped because they lost their championship game, and Alabama didn't. We hear Texas can't get in because they lost to bad Florida, but Alabama lost to bad Florida State. Secondly, the ACC could have avoided a lot of this drama if they would have had like a tiebreaker like the American and the Mountain West Unions. Now, granted, those aren't the same conferences, but if they went to get their best team highest ranked and broke their tie, it would have been Miami playing in the championship. They could have beat Virginia, solved this whole problem. And the third thing is Notre Dame's insistence to be independent. If they were in the ACC, then it would have been Notre Dame against Miami the right way in their championship game.
Yeah. But you know, the tiebreaker obviously is an issue.
Yep.
But the tiebreaker was in place before this year.
Understood.
And you know, there was only one other time that this thing, in fact, it turns out this exact thing happened, but more generally, two teams that did not play switched positions in the rankings, in any week of the rankings. And that was the very first year when Baylor beat TCU. TCU was third, and Baylor was sixth for at least a few weeks going into the final rankings. At that time, the Big 12 did not have a title game. But the two teams between them played for the title, They both won. They both jumped TCU, and then as a result, so did Baylor. Finally jumped TCU. That's the only other time in the, dozen years of this, that two teams that did not play switched positions in the rankings.
So who do you feel should have been left out between – it really came down to Alabama,
I think
Miami,
they got the right teams.
Yeah.
That should have been Notre Dame. Miami should have been ahead of them a long time ago.
And that's the issue, right? That's where if they beat them, for the last 4 weeks –
They wouldn't have had to fake a circumstance to put Miami in if they'd have done it right to begin with.
If they and Miami would have been there, Notre Dame would have kind of known what to expect. Probably would be playing in a bowl game right now. Jerry Palm's with us from Palm Bracket.
The fact that we're doing these weekly rankings sets up all this drama. If we only get the basketball one, we only get one.
Yep, that's fair.
We're not all. Nobody's complaining except maybe Notre Dame, but Notre Dame would be complaining not because they got jumped. They would have been complaining because teams that get left out complain.
I don't care if you're 68, 69, 70, or 12, 13, or 14. He's Jerry Palm from Palm Brackets with us on the Sports Center.
Jerry, we see something every year where the bracket comes out. There's someone, as you said, that's upset. This year it was Notre Dame, and the fact there's 2 G5 teams in a bracket. Everyone wants to change things, but there's a contract. But do you see any of the powers that be getting to the table to make sure that 2 G5 teams don't get in next time?
Not next year. No, I don't think they'll change the process for next year. But, this is the 12th year. It's the first time that happened. And it happened because one of the power conferences was so awful. That's it. And because they also had a bad tiebreaker. But, so if you want to – you can't blame James Madison here.
You cannot.
The system benefited James Madison, but this is all on the ACC for having a crappy year and a crappy tiebreaker. That's it. This is all on them.
The people that are screaming the bloody murder, Tulane doesn't belong, Madison doesn't belong, or they're not the top 12 team. They're probably not the top 12, but the system is what the system is, and it should be, by the way, and it should be.
And part of what makes the basketball tournament so good is that even though the bottom 20 teams are one-bid leagues, the better of those teams get wins.
Yeah.
There's no reason why they shouldn't have a chance. They're a part of the sport, too.
I agree. I absolutely agree. All right. As I look through the bowl system, I'll ask you about our matchup. Here is Linden, New Mexico Bowl. You and I texted briefly the other day. I'm thrilled with the matchup. I love 23rd ranked North Texas, number 1 offense in America against 9-3 co-champion San Diego State, 5th ranked defense, or number 5 defense. As you look through them, and I know you hit me with a little surprise on Sunday morning. How do you think we did?
Your game is great. Your game is fabulous. It's one of the best. It's one of the best. It'd be one of the 5 top. I'd say one of the top 5 matchups, underrated matchup because it doesn't have big names, right? I think that's a great matchup.
How'd New Mexico do? When Iowa State pulled out of bowl games, it opened up that spot for them in the Rate Bowl, and it feels like football fans in Albuquerque and in New Mexico win because I think we get a great game for them here on the 27th and the day before. The home teams get a great opportunity at the Rate Bowl against Minnesota.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Minnesota's a good team. They had a tough schedule in the league, but Minnesota definitely had some moments this year where you could see that this was a pretty good team. And PJ Fleck teams are fun. They run the ball a lot or whatever, and people say that's boring, but his teams are fun. So, yeah, New Mexico's going to have their hands full with Minnesota. I don't know what the line is on that game. I would expect Minnesota's the touchdown favorite.
I think it's about 3.5.
Is it really only 3.5?
Yeah, let me double check that. Isn't that what you saw?
Minnesota or New Mexico's had a great year, and they'll show up and give Minnesota a good fight. I like the Gophers.
2.5.
With the usual caveat of, the whole roster there. They checked in mentally for the game because you know how bowls tend to work sometimes. But if this is a regular season game played at a neutral site, I would like Minnesota to cover the 3.5.
It's bet down to 2.5. Yeah, all the way down to 2.5. This is one where we sat here on August whatever. We thought so many of the talking experts had Penn State and Clemson playing in late December, early January, and here they are. They're playing in the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl. Just to say, can we be done with preseason rankings, please?
Well, I mean, we like to do that sort of thing.
I know.
But there's always teams like that, that surprise in good ways and surprise in bad ways. And these are two that surprise in bad ways. And, Penn State's got a new coach. James Franklin's off to Virginia Tech, where it looks like he feels right at home already. So I guess that's good. And didn't I just read that he hired the guy that he replaced to be the defensive coordinator?
Yeah. How about that?
Oh boy, that'll make Thanksgiving dinner uncomfortable. I shouldn't talk about that about a team that's got turkey for a mascot, but still. But yeah, Clemson and Penn State. We get disappointments every year. They're not usually among them, but it's everybody has their day where things don't go as well as you'd like. And I think Penn State's got a good new coach. I think Clemson will be fine. It's everybody. It's just that things don't always go right, but those two programs will be, back up in the rankings preseason next year because they have a lot of talent.
All right. Lastly, your thoughts on bowl eligible teams, not the 5 and 7s. Notre Dame maybe withstanding, but Kansas State, Iowa State pulling out of bowl games and doing it like Iowa State did it Sunday morning when basically everything was set, just needed to be announced. Look, I saw it from the inside. I watched what it did blow things up and watched people shuffling and scrambling and what it meant, and then trying to find somebody to fill the Birmingham game because the number was exact, and just what they did. I obviously, as a bowl director, I've got my thoughts on it. But your thoughts on Kansas State, Iowa State, just saying, yeah, we're good, we're not going to play.
I understand for Iowa State, and I wouldn't be surprised to see more teams with coaching changes doing this. Kansas State also a coaching change. Keelman retired. Matt Campbell took the Penn State job like the day before.
That's right.
The bowl announcement, or just in the middle of that week. There's some weird things going on here, but here's the problem: when the coach leaves, you've got players that are thinking portal. Mm-hmm. Now they can't go in the portal yet.
That's right.
But they're thinking, I'm not sticking around for the new coach. I have a new place. I don't want to play in a bowl game and get hurt because I might want to go to this other school. And so now, instead of players worried about going to the NFL, there were always going to be some of those, right? But not enough to keep you from playing. But if you've got half your roster thinking about transferring and doesn't want to play, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying that's what happened there. I'm just saying that you might see more of that kind of thing with coaching changes. Notre Dame's just being petulant.
21% of the teams in college football have coaching changes right now, and it's going to be more as they start peeling away. So.
Right. And then and the other thing about this that was weird was they added a bowl game in the middle of the week.
Yeah. Because they had
they've done it one other time that I'm aware of off the top of my head. Yeah. And they did it because they wanted to get two teams that are not eligible into a bowl game.
No, that's not right. They wanted to fill the complete number. There were two teams. It was basically the Bahamas Bowl that they added to the Xbox Bowl, and that was going to fill the exact number. That was going to take care of everything.
Well, but what happened was the teams that they were adding for that were not going to be playing a bowl game were Missouri State and Delaware.
Yeah, that's right. So
they're not eligible as first-year teams. Except they don't have enough teams.
Yeah. No,
so they decided to create a situation where they don't have enough teams.
That's fair. That's
so
accurate.
They didn't have to replace the Bahamas Bowl to get the teams they had in there. But now that they've done that, now they've got two more spots, and now you're looking for three teams where you might have only been looking for one.
Yeah, you're right. No.
So, I mean, it was an unnecessary ad. If you were adding because you needed to get Virginia in the game or somebody else, then yes.
Understood.
I mean, they've done that before, fine. But the ad to count Missouri State and Delaware,
who are transitioning up. Yeah.
That backfired.
Who are transitioning. Read him every day. Palm Brackets is his website. It's terrific. He'll be back with us next Thursday. Always appreciate, my friend. Enjoy the week. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, thanks.
He is the great Jerry Palm. We got 2 tickets to give away. Go see North Texas. One of the top 5 matchups, according to Jerry. 505-246-0610. Caller 3 right now. 2 tickets to his Led New Mexico Bowl. Courtesy of your good friend J.J. Buck at 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Set. Right? In the Xbox Bowl, which was the Bahamas Bowl, which when the Bahamas Bowl was shuttered earlier this year,
The gift suite is amazing.
At the Xbox Bowl? They probably just give you an Xbox, right?
Yeah.
Don't you think? How much is
And
an
Game Pass for a year, Xbox controllers, all the.
How much is an Xbox? Like
$500.
All right, so that's probably what they get, right? What's that? Missouri State and like Arkansas State or something? I got it right. But yeah, that's what he said. He didn't say. He said they didn't need to create the new one. It was Missouri State and Arkansas State. Most states a 1.5 point favorite.
Right? What? Who needs the rate bowl?
See, I mean, make that case for whatever you want. That was the number of teams they were trying to make sure everybody was taken care of. All right, two idiots, too many teams. Fantasy football. You got. I got questions. I got dilemmas.
Start time. Send them in, folks. Let's go. Playoffs.
What are you going to do with your lineup? Send them in now. 505-246-0610. Email is Jeff at sportsanimallabq.com and JJ at sportsanimallabq.com. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This is Boomer Esiason with the Sports Minute.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now. Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf.
It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
All right, you got a big weekend coming up. I know, fantasy football playoffs is it. You got in. Maybe you're in the toilet bowl, whatever it is. You got to win this week to continue your season. 505-246-0610. We'll take your calls. We'll help you or hurt you, however it is you think. What are you thinking? It's just another voice to knock them through. JJ gave me his lineup. He says, Phil, I filled out your lineup for you.
I'm excited to see what you have to say.
I don't know how you don't play Josh Allen. He's got everything to play for. It's a huge game, division rival. I get it. It's on the road. The weather may be bad. We're Cincinnati. Who are they playing? Joe Burrow's a nice alternative. Where are they at?
They are hosting the Ravens.
All right, so it'll be cold. The Ravens defense isn't good. So if you like the matchup, okay, play. I can see playing Burrow, But I think this is a Josh Allen big game where they've got to win. I think he comes up in big games. They're playing for something. I'm not sure Joe Burrow's playing for anything. For me, I don't know how you sit Josh Allen. The fact that you got those two on your team is amazing. How the hell did that happen? How'd you get both of them?
Well, Joe Burrow was dropped when he was on that.
Okay,
went
so
on
you
the
found
IR.
him on waivers.
And I made a mid-season trade for Josh Allen. So that's how I acquired Josh Allen. And I bring that up because I think it's an interesting point of, at this point in time, you go throughout the fantasy football season with your roster, and I know everyone's crunching it throughout the week and analyzing matchups, but is there a level of player? I think Josh Allen is good to start this conversation with, that you go down with the ship, right? Like, that's not a dude that you overthink, because you look at the last two games before the Cincinnati game, which was an explosion spot even in a blizzard for Josh Allen. He goes against the best defense in the league, Thursday Night Football. Houston has 8 points. Comes back at Pittsburgh, has 18 points.
He's different on the road, man.
And now you're at New England, which is a good team. They've done a fairly good job of taking away explosives on other teams. The Bills' pass catchers aren't great, but I think it's a great question of, is there a certain player that you just don't bench regardless?
I don't know how you bench. I just don't. And especially with Higgins, the insecurity on Higgins. So it's all about Jamar Chase and Andre Yoshivach on the other side. Granted, I mean, who is that better than what Josh Allen's throwing to? You can make that argument. I don't bench him. That's me. And for you, I got Higgins, Watson. I play Watson absolutely. I like Butte. I do. He's been getting passes, and it's CMC and I like Mark. I think what Houston's decided to do. You got Monangai and Hubbard. Monangai's, I think, still playing behind Swift. I mean, if you trust Chuba Hubbard, then do it. But
that would be my potentially flex player. Would be, Chuba Hubbard, given the fact that the Panthers are so run heavy, even with Rico Dowdle, going against a team in New Orleans Saints this weekend that's been giving up some things on the ground and kind of going for the guaranteed touches of a running back versus maybe the 3 to 4 catches, but an explosive plan, a touchdown out of the wide receiver. And that's, what you got to balance. At this point in time, you got to the fantasy playoffs somehow, some way, for a reason. And then it's looking for those explosive weeks. Like Josh Allen is, he's the type of player that can win you the weekend by himself. Go out there and score 45 points.
Yeah, but you rely on it, man. Because there's been those weeks, and then there's been the zeros.
Yeah. And then there's the, 11-point games or 10-point games from Josh Allen. And that's what you got to balance, man. The explosive games change everything in head-to-head.
All right. What do you make of Kyron Williams this week? Kyron, here, running backs, PPR, Kyron Williams, Jalen Warren, Monangai, and Hubbard, and Vidal.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got?
I think it's Williams and Warren.
It's got to be, right?
Yeah, it's, Williams is still going to get the work, and it was just an explosion spot against a bad Arizona defense last week where Blake Corum was able to come in, and he had some early runs, and they got the lead, and they were just kind of able to feed him the rest of the way. But Kyron Williams is still going to get the early opportunities and looks. And, against the Lions, even as 5.5-point favorites, like Sean McVay is going to lean on Nacua, Adams, and Williams first to get the job done.
What are you doing with Tyler Warren, the rookie tight end, who's been really good, but his quarterback can be a guy that was sitting on the couch last week? If you say, well, Phillip Rivers will rely on the tight end, the quick out, do you like it? Because I'm sitting here, I got Puka Nacua. I just picked up Harold Fannin, who I think I got to play. And if T. Higgins doesn't go, where do I go? Worthy, Warren? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, the Warren one is going to be tough because you got to lower expectations. Now, I will say Riley Leonard was a full participant in practice yesterday.
Great.
So
and he threw to him twice last week.
Yeah. Against the Seattle Seahawks defense. This is one where I'm looking at the waiver wire, and Isaiah Likely is playable because the Bengals are the worst team defending tight ends in the NFL, and Likely in the game on Thanksgiving had 6 for 95 against Cincinnati. And also, speaking of the Bengals, if T. Higgins is out, Mike Gesicki, their tight end, could become playable. And I would probably take shots on those guys over Tyler Warren, because at least you know who's throwing them the football and what the offense can be versus a Riley Leonard-led Colts offense, or heck, if Phillip Rivers is starting this game, because, hey, Phillip Rivers was running the Colts offense for his high school football team. So there you go.
All right, pick 2, non-PPR. So I'm going to play R.J. Harvey, and I'm going to play Smith and Jigba and Jacoby Myers. Pick 2. DeAndre Swift, Jalen Warren, DK Metcalf. I guess Mike Evans you could throw him.
Non-PPR, I'm feeling the running backs.
Both of them. That's what's in there right now. Metcalf had a game last week, man. He had a game last week. But I'm on Swift and Warren right now, too. That's right. All right. Quarterbacks, a lot of guys are dipping into this. I got to find a guy. Marcus Mariota, Tyler Shuck, right?
Don't do it.
Don't do the Tyler Shuck thing? Don't do mediocre.
Unless it's a 2-quarterback league, then I get it. I think Marcus Mariota is in a fine spot, especially if you're looking at a super flex league, because the Giants, defensively have some of their question marks, and that could be a game where the Commanders' defense isn't good, and then Mariota is just funneling stuff to Debo and Taylor McLaurin with Zach Ertz getting hurt, which is a bummer to see him. The hospital ball that Mariota threw him last week.
All right, good luck to you. You got anything else on this?
No, I think it's one, again, the conversation of don't overthink your star players. And that's why I kind of wanted to have that Josh Allen discussion of even a tough spot on the road at New England, but that's one of the best players in the league, and he is a guy in fantasy football matchups that can swing the entire weekend your way.
100%. Or the other way. All right, good luck to you. You can play Prize Picks if you'd like, because I'm doing that as well. If your fantasy team's busted or even Addition 2, download the Prize Picks app and play Prize Picks. I've been having a blast with it because it's just a really good time. I'm looking at the app for tonight, and you can play Bucky Irving receiving yards, 21.5. You want more or less? How about Baker Mayfield, 19.5, more or less rushing yards? Want to play Bijan tonight? 79.5. rushing yards, more or less. You can even mix that up with some soccer or some hoops. Kevin Durant. So you can play, if you want, you can go rushing yards on Bijan, 79.5, more or less. And Kevin Durant, 19.5 points against the Clippers tonight, more or less. That's what you can do on Prize Picks. It's just a good time. And I've been having fun with it, winning a few dollars. It's the best way just to go out there, watch the games. It takes a few minutes. You download the app and you have fun. You can find a community on Prize Picks. They got this new social feeds feature. You can share Prize Picks with your friends. You can copy lineups from winners with a single click. Copy lineups you like. You can use them as inspiration for your own picks. You can follow Prize Picks partners. You can tail or fade their picks with just one click. And it's actually really, really fun. And Prize Picks now has early payouts. So if a player gets off to a hot start, you now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. That's how cool this is. Prize Picks offers stacks. You can pick the same player 3 times in the same lineup. Want to pick more on Steph Curry's points, 3-pointers, and assists? Pick them all. Same lineup, only on Prize Picks. Prize Picks puts their users first, so all withdrawals are safe, fast, and secure. They accept most major payment methods, making deposits into your account is quick and it's easy. It's holiday season. Bowl games, basketball, football, soccer, it's all there. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use the code KNML. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Code KNML, you get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup on Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Kevin Harlan here from Monday Night Football on.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions. where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta, New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are one Eastern.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy.
All right, open for business the rest of the way. You can get it on Lobo basketball last night. 81-78, big victory at BCU. Jerry Palm starting. Text line says, if not mistaken, JT Rock had 2 perfect shooting games in a row? I believe that's right? 7 of 7 his last 2 games. Yeah, JT Rock is coming on, and this one says, Lobos are taking on the personality of their head coach. Calm, but intense and smart. I think that's kind of right. Don't you?
I would agree with that.
Yeah. Look, those of you, and I'm not going to say all y'all, because I don't think it was all you. There were some of you who were done after 3 games. You didn't. They didn't beat whoever it was at the beginning of the year by enough, right? Then, God forbid, they lost to the Aggies, and that's the cardinal sin. Even though Richard Pitino did too, and didn't Steve Alford lose to the Aggies at some point?
Yeah, you losing to a rival's never fun.
No, I get it.
And it's gonna hurt. It's gonna sting. But there was plenty of people that said this dude ain't the dude.
I mean, that was
okay.
Yeah. I mean, you only beat UT Arlington by 18 or whatever, and UC Riverside. Right? And then you have the 2-game skid. You lost to maybe, I mean, I'm not going to tell you the best team in the country. I don't even think the best team in the league because Michigan's really good. But you lost to Nebraska, and you're out with pitchforks. Do you feel differently now? And again, I'm not telling you this is a finished product. But as JJ said earlier, it's amazing what happens when you allow a team to come together, grow a little bit, and form their identity. A team that there was nobody around from last year's program except for one manager in the sports information. Brand new. And then you beat Mississippi State. You're on a 5-game win streak with wins over Mississippi State and Santa Clara, who was beating people, who went in and beat Richard Pitino's team by 19 in their place. And now on the road at VCU. 505-246-0610. Ken, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. How you living, Ken?
Good. Thanks, guys. I just have maybe a quick question and then just a quick observation about Lobo basketball. Is there a better team and environment, travel, stressful situation than last night at VCU in the Mountain West Conference? Now, if you would say maybe, I mean, travel's not as hard as San Diego State. We're used to Viejas, but, it's a new team. So maybe Viejas, maybe Utah State. But my point is, if we're doing that to VCU, traveling across the country, starting 3 freshmen, and beating them on ESPN+, I think that bodes well for the conference. Because I do not think that they're going to go into Utah State or San Diego State and be surprised at that crowd or the environment. The environment last night at VCU was pretty good. That's a top-tier Atlantic 10 team. And I just don't see how VCU is less than, in any way, than any of the top Mountain West Conference teams. What do you guys think?
I said that earlier. I think you learned how to win on the road last night as a team. I think that the win 2 time zones away in a rowdy, full arena against a really good team is going to prepare them for what they face on the road in the Mountain West. When you go to Viejas, when you go to Grand Canyon, when you go to Utah State, when you go to Moby. I think that I firmly believe, Ken, and I've said this for years, that teams learn how to win. And when you've got a brand new group that has played together 10 games, I thought last night was something that you can build on. I absolutely concur. I absolutely think that, you go from I think we can win on the road to, wow, I know we can. Now, will they win every one of those games? I do not believe they will. But will they win some of those games, whether it's at Grand Canyon, San Diego State, Utah State, Nevada, Colorado State, Boise State? Yeah, I think they'll win a few of those. Yeah. And I think last night goes a long way for that. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and 3 freshmen. I understand, Bullion is, 40 years old or whatever. So my quick observation is this is way ahead of Pitino. I really, really like Pitino. I thought he did a great job. But even in that 3rd year when he won the championship in the Mountain West Conference tournament, they weren't even expected, to do that well that 3rd year. His 1st year, and I know he inherited a really bad situation. However, Olin inherited nothing. And Olin inherited a trophy that nobody earned, that he won the previous year. No player, no coach. So how is that different than Pitino? Maybe, I guess, changing the culture is a little different with some players that were staying with Pitino. But my point is Olin is starting from complete nothing and has built this thing in this short of a period of time is absolutely incredible. I've never seen it as a Lobo fan. We always give Lobo coaches, I know we grumble and we complain, but I always give them about 2 years, right? I say 2 years, yeah. And I think that second to third year, they should really start competing at a high level. This is literally, 10 games, and this is incredible, you guys. I think we need to really sit back and enjoy the game. Like last night, I was like, yep, the coach for VCU post-game said this is big boy basketball. That's exactly what he said. This is big boy basketball, and this is February and March basketball. And that is such a compliment to New Mexico. And so that's all I got, guys. I'm just really happy Olin's our coach, and I'm just going to sit back, cheer him on, and enjoy the ride.
Right on.
Thanks, guys.
I appreciate you. It's a good call. Yeah, I think it helps you learn how to win on the road. And they're going to go to some pretty gnarly spots. I say gnarly. I mean, it really, tough environments. Grand Canyon is a tough environment. The Pit is. Viejas is. Moby is. And they went to one last night, and it gives you the confidence that you know how to win. 100%. Adolph, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. How you living, Adolph?
Oh, pretty good. Thanks. Yeah, that was a big victory for the Lobos last night at VCU. And I've always thought that a team has to hone their skills in an environment like that, and it prepares them later on in the season for tournament play in the Mountain West Conference, as well as, hopefully the NCAA tournament. So, again, that's the way to do it, to start honing your skills early in the season. My next take is essentially what happened with Sharon Moore at Michigan, and I'm a Michigan fan.
Yeah.
Obviously, if the rumors are true, then clearly he has brought this upon himself. So there's going to be a tremendous ripple effect. This is the equivalent, Jeff and JJ, of essentially throwing a boulder into a pond. I can't even imagine how this thing finally washes out. I don't know if he'll be able to get another coaching job at any level.
Yep.
If, in fact, this thing goes through, because, correct me if I'm wrong, but has he been charged? Are these potentially felony charges against him at this time?
Just look at the charges, and they're holding him on domestic. I just had it somewhere. They're holding him on domestic violence allegation.
Okay.
So here. It's aggravated domestic assault. So the first offense is a misdemeanor. He was booked on domestic assault. The first offense is a misdemeanor, which is punishable by up to 93 days jail and $500. The other one's aggravated domestic assault. So if the victim suffered, and this is your world, serious or aggravated injury, the charge escalates to a misdemeanor, punishable by 1 year and $1,000. But if he's convicted, right, even a misdemeanor, a violent crime on his record, probably renders him unemployable for NFL or college football.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he'll essentially be radioactive. I mean, they will treat him like he's, has plutonium in his pockets or something. It's just too bad. But, again, I've always said this, it ain't how you start. It's how you finish.
Truth.
And unfortunately, if this goes the way I think it's probably going to go, he more than likely is going to be finished as far as coaching is concerned.
And divorce.
I don't even want to talk about the family situation.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a wife and 3 kids. So, I mean, finished, divorced, no more money coming in. He brought on himself, but man, oh man. And then, then he's got this mental health decline that's going on where if it's true that he went and threatened to kill himself and hurt, whether it's the wife or the other woman, just imagine being in that position. Your whole world just fell in on you at once. Where do you go? What do you do?
I knew a guy who he's deceased now. He was an attorney that worked here for the state of New Mexico, and unfortunately, he ended up taking his life because he realized that boulder in the pond just essentially caused his entire life to collapse, and he just felt that he had nothing to hold on to.
No way out.
I've seen this happen, and the first thing I thought about, Jeff, was I hope they got this guy on suicide watch.
Seriously.
Because I've seen this happen.
Yep, and I don't think that's something to be taken lightly, Adolph. I mean, whether you say he brought it on himself, and he did. This is an individual that obviously now is going through some major real life. And again, you don't have to feel sorry for him, but there's got to be a concern for everybody involved, right? There's 3 kids that, he's still their dad. There's 3 little girls that he's still their daddy. And whatever happens with his marriage, and there's so many ripples to this. You're 100% right. And that's why I want to be really sensitive about the way I handle this. I mean, do I feel for him as a human being? I do. Yeah. Do I understand that? Yeah, dude, you brought it on yourself. Decisions and actions have consequences. But holy smokes, here's a human being that he made mistakes, and here comes this, as you say, boulder in a pond of rippling effects, and evidently, by every report, he's spiraling right now. And put yourself in those shoes, and it's easy to say, I would never be in those shoes. I wouldn't do it. I got it. But imagine. And, that's kind of where we are. Appreciate you, man. All right, Adolph called at 505-246-0610. I hate hearing that story, right? And again, did he bring it upon himself? Yeah. And he can't be employed as the head coach at Michigan anymore. But holy smokes, then there's the human side of it, and there's a family, and there's his 3 daughters. 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Number 1 seed underdogs. I'm JJ Buck with your.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we're the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are one Eastern.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Industries is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows.
The Sports Animal, presented by Hyenas Comedy Nightclub.
Yeah, I forgot to ask you this. Non-PPR tight end, Brenton Strange against the Jets, Dalton Schultz against Arizona. Why is everybody so down on Brenton Strange? The Jets such a great defense? It's like trending down. I don't get it. What don't I understand?
Strange or Schultz? Both are in good matchups. And it's just like, all right, who do you trust to get ahead and make those plays? I might go Strange.
That's kind of where I'm leaning, but all these
Schultz.
metrics are saying, oh, bench Strange. I'm like, why? I don't think
So-
I understand it.
Any time of the season.
Yeah.
right? It's always, all right, bench Strange 4-1.
Will be for Schultz.
It's like, if you had him, but it was like this weekend, you go in there, the waiver wire's probably been picked through.
Yeah.
It's the end of the season.
Yeah.
It's easy to have a sit-start column week 10, but now it's like, all right, bench him for who?
Although Isaiah Likely is available.
I think Likely is a really fascinating one.
You like him better than
Because
Strange, though?
of how bad Cincinnati is. They're awful defending the tight end. And he's had back-to-back games. We scored a touchdown. Now he also dropped a touchdown over the goal line. But Likely putting up some numbers, man.
All right, 505-246-0610. Jeffrey said, I think they're probably holding Sharon more on mental health hold, as he may have mentioned or threatened suicide due to the nature of how this unfolded and the seriousness of the entire situation. Yeah, that the way it's been reported in a couple places is the domestic violence charge on which he is being held also included a threat that he was not only going to harm, and I've read it both, whether it's his wife or the other woman, and hurt himself and kill himself. And so, Jeff, I'm going to guess you're right. I mean, we're just having this conversation, and you know, it's hard. Imagine being him right now. He's 39 years old, and I know the easy answer is I'd never be there. Oh, okay, but here's a guy who's 39 years old who had one of the best coaching jobs in America, was making $5 million a year at Michigan. He was getting his team ready for a bowl game. And the way I just read it came down is there was a team meeting. The AD held a team meeting without the coach, and he got wind of that, and that's how he heard this was going down. That I just saw a timeline that the administration got wind of this alleged affair in mid-November, conducted an internal investigation, got the results evidently this week. That's one report I just saw. And so imagine you're that dude. All of a sudden you get fired without cause. So that $5 million is going away. You're kind of unemployable. You don't foresee any future revenue coming in. By the way, you're married with 3 kids, so you're probably getting divorced, and your wife's going to come after you for everything you got. You got 3 kids, 3 young girls. You've got this other woman I'm going to assume you care about because you've been doing this for a while with her. You kind of destroyed her life. The reports are you got her pregnant, forced her to have an abortion. Now her picture's all over the internet, and she's being dragged through the mud. Yeah, you kind of lose it, right? I mean,
you can see how he spirals, but to me, it's hard to feel that he cared about anyone in this.
Again,
because when it all comes collapsing, and allegedly your thing is, I'm just gonna kill someone else and myself.
Yeah. I don't know that you're thinking, and I'll yield to some of the professionals on this. I don't know that you're thinking rationally at that point. I mean,
you're not, of course not.
This is a human being whose whole world, and yes, by his own doing. Again, there's no sugarcoating it. excusing it, whose whole world just literally crumbled down yesterday. So, this is a crazy story that we haven't heard the end of yet. All right, 505-246-0610. You know what we have not touched on, and we really haven't hit this at all. And if you want to get on Lobo basketball last night, the big one, we've talked about this a ton, 81-78 win at VCU yesterday. Please do. JJ, Oklahoma City is 24-1 in the NBA. And I know a lot of people don't start watching the NBA until maybe Christmas, maybe April, maybe March. Oklahoma City has matched the best 25-game start in the history of the NBA. They won last night. And let me give you this number. 138-89 over the Phoenix Suns in the quarterfinals. Of course, everybody's watching the NBA Cup. What's 38-11? 48, 49 points. They won by 49 points last night. Most lopsided loss of Phoenix Suns history. Biggest blowout of the season. Thunder are 24-1. I don't know that this is getting. If this was the Lakers, the Knicks, the Bulls,
it's only the defending NBA champions.
Yeah, but they're only Oklahoma City. Like, why is this not unbelievable news?
We're not there in the sporting calendar yet.
We're not there. But if this was the Lakers, we'd be there.
Yes.
If this was the Knicks, the Bulls, we'd be there, right?
You know, would change things for the headlines.
What?
You're right. Yeah. There's still teams in this pantheon of sports talk and sports coverage that if they were doing this, of course.
Have they clinched the playoffs by? I mean, I'm kidding, but I'm not. Like number 10. Let me just give you an idea of there's 15 teams, right? 10 teams make the postseason in the West, which, okay, whatever. They're 24-1. The team in 10th that's going to get in the play-in tournament right now is 9-15. That's 14 and a half games back. And we
Hat tip to the Trailblazers.
Yeah.
It's their head coach.
Without a head coach.
Now they're trying to deal with the allegations of getting caught up in that gambling ring and defrauding people. And Thiago Splitter in the way for the Trailblazers.
JJ, they're 24-1. It's insanity. The defending champs are, and they just that's an organization.
And you know who beat them, Jeff?
I don't. Who beat them?
Portland Trailblazers.
Is that right? Yeah, I did not know that. I'm not I'm like the world. I'm not paying enough attention to it. So now they're going to Vegas and they get to play the NBA Cup semifinals. There you go. Were they all semifinal games last night?
I'm just so disappointed in the teams that are not taking this NBA Cup seriously.
Well, the Spurs beat the Lakers. Lakers aren't going to get to hang another banner.
I know.
Spurs beat the Lakers in the NBA Cup quarterfinals. So
Golden State, you're 1-3 in Cup games. Come on. Kidding me?
The other NBA Cup quarterfinals, I know you're on this. The Magic beat the Heat 117-108, and the Knicks beat the Raptors. So is it Magic versus Knicks, Spurs versus Thunder in Vegas for the NBA Cup quarterfinal or semifinals now? All right, fair enough. I got this. Apparently, Jason Eck has 20-1 odds of becoming the next Michigan coach. My heart can't handle this, boys. It's from TJ. So you know how I found out that Sharon Moore got fired yesterday?
From your insider.
No, I told her. So I got a text. We had both North Texas, San Diego State were in town for their site visit yesterday. We're going through all that. Right in between, I got a text. Jason Eck to Michigan. I'm like, what are you talking about? Sharon Moore got fired. I'm like, what? So that's why I called Addie. She's like, what do you mean, Dad? And she kind of she was studying. She was at the house, and she started telling everybody. So she was like, extra, read all about it. She was the town crier at that point.
It's an honor to have your name thrown out there like that, but this would have to be a Penn State type of search.
To get down to Eck?
And that sounds awful. Sounds like I'm dissing the guy. But I'm not. I think he's a fantastic coach, and you see what he's doing.
Well, in 3 years.
The real ones, which they just put out there, by the way. They just started that campaign the last couple of days. Albuquerque's for the real ones.
Yep.
And they're announcing all the players that are signing their rev share deals that are coming back with Kojak.
All right. 505-246-0610. Emails jeff@sportsanimalabq.com. We'll wrap you up when we get back. Get you ready for the rest of your day. Everything you got to know. Still time for you to get in on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
This.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66, built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, Red.
525-246-0610. What do you got to know as we go through your Thursday? We got Thursday Night Football here on the Sports Channel. Falcons and Buccaneers, 5:30 pregame. They kick off around 6 o'clock on your home for the NFL. 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal. Hyenas Comedy Nightclub brings you the NFL. Here on the Sports Animal, it's now open in Albuquerque. Join them for New Year's Eve and enjoy complimentary champagne toasts as they ring in the new year. Conveniently located in Winrock Town Center. Visit hyinascomedynightclub.com/Albuquerque for info. Last night, Lobos were big winners. I say big because it was a huge win. 3-point win, 81-78 at VCU. That's in Richmond, Virginia. A big quad one victory on the road for this Lobo basketball team that is now 8-2, has won 5 in a row. Next up, they are home on Sunday against Florida Gulf Coast. The Thunder won again. They are in the NBA Cup semifinals. Oklahoma City's 24-1. That is tied for the best start ever after 25 games in the NBA. And Sharon Moore, fired by the University of Michigan as their head coach in football for cause for an affair that was deemed inappropriate. It is being reported that it was the subordinate staffer. He is being held in the Washtenaw County Jail after a domestic violence charge, and it's unraveling there for him. Michigan is now looking for a coach. The names that are being mentioned the most, Kalen DeBoer, Jed Fish, and Marcus Freeman, although that will swell as well. All right, let's go to you. 505-246-0610. Fred, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's good, Fred?
Hey, Jeff. Hey, what a great win by the Lobos. The thing that's kind of strange, too, is how many times have we ever been a 9.5-point underdog and we won a ball game, with that big of a spread. But what was kind of strange about the game was, we finally shot the way we were hoping we can. We shoot 50%, shoot 44% on threes. But the other team, we held them to 39% and 29%. And you would think that the score would be, a wider spread or something with stats like that. Because I know the rebounding was close. Everything was kind of close, really. But what a great win on the road against a sellout crowd. I'm just so proud of this team. It just seems the Providence is great. And then JT Rock, man, how can you not like this guy taking the place for Bunyan after he got in foul trouble and doing what he's done? Looking at the stats, he's shooting almost 60%. He's just doing everything perfect. I don't see any mistakes by him. I mean, this is probably the biggest surprise that I thought I've had was him. I'm thinking of the guy from Sweden, I guess, and how he was. He's just so much better. But I'm just really proud of this team, and then the last thing is that amazing that Pavia is the offensive player of the year in the SEC. Yeah. When there's so many great players, the best conference in the country, and this kid from Albuquerque's the SEC Offensive Player of the Year, and then of course the Heisman. Right now, it's between him and Mendoza. Probably. I mean, this is going to be so fun to watch Saturday and see what happens. But that's all I have. Thanks, Jeff.
I appreciate
it.
JJ. SEC Player of the Year yesterday was named Diego Pavia. Yep. SEC Player of the Year. Lobos win yesterday was a great one. big underdogs going back east. Can this be a table setter? It can be. It can be. What else you got for me? Let me make sure I got it. Like I told you, I'm not getting baited into that today, so I didn't read a bunch of them. You okay with that?
Ain't taking the bait.
Yeah. Sarah says, Lady Lobo, like it's 2019. For those wanting more TV games, wanting the return of Sushan and Nikki Heckroff. Haven't seen an official, but one of the goofy looking sports dudes reported yesterday more broadcasts. Saturday's game's on TV, right? On Altitude?
It is, and you do get the return of Josh and Nikki.
Yeah, so you get that one on Saturday. That'll be against Houston. That's Saturday.
Try my best, Sarah. Try my best.
Well, no, she wants to watch on TV. You can't, as much as you can do on the radio. You can't like broadcast. You can't produce this for TV. So.
No. But we are streamed on the Mountain West Network every home game.
That is true. That absolutely is true. All right, who you got tonight? Tampa Bay and Atlanta. Tampa Bay better win tonight, right?
Yes.
I mean, they better win.
Yes.
Tonight. They're 4.5-point favorites. It feels like that's a little soft, but they haven't been playing well. The game's in Tampa. It's a Falcon team that's scuffling. Drake London is out. Tampa Bay better win tonight. That's what I got.
Yes, it's a gotta-win game.
Yeah.
Must-win game for Tampa Bay. Yes, Baker Mayfield's a little banged up, but you're going to get some routes out of Mike Evans. Should open things up.
What do you think Mike Evans does? What do you expect out of him?
Maybe 3, 450.
Is that right?
Yeah. I think he'll be running route. Is it 100% of the route? Probably not.
Okay. All right. That's it. Thank you to Jerry Palm. He of Palm Brackets. He was with us today. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow, Friday?
It's Friday.
Nick Carparelli, the executive director of bowl season, the Football Bowl Association, will be with us tomorrow. It'll be at 8 o'clock. We'll talk bowls with the guy who is the executive director of the association. The Herd with Colin Cowherd is next. The Jim Rome Show is after that. Monday Night Football tonight. You get the Falcons and the Bucks at 5:30. You want to return tomorrow at 7 a.m. do award-winning radio then?
I'll be here.
I'm into it. We'll be back tomorrow morning. Adrian, great work on television. Looks wonderful. Appreciate you. He is JJ Buck. I am Jeff Symbieta. Big day for you?
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We will smell you tomorrow.
Toyota-thon, Toyota-thon, Toyota-thon is on.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Boswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time.